Good evening, good Wednesday evening. Thank you for being a part of the program on another scorcher. I clocked 93 degrees here in downtown Sayersville, and I know that we're maybe sometimes 3 degrees hotter in downtown with all, of course, the asphalt and concrete and brick. But it was 90 degrees, I think, everywhere in the viewing area today. Very solid, and we've got more of that. We do have several days next week. They're going to fall down to the 70s. And it's going to be some nice weather. Now, thunderstorm chances between now and then on at least one occasion this weekend have increased quite a bit. So we'll have to kind of watch that. But an updated forecast says it's kind of certainly changing by the hour, which is not all that unusual, I suppose. A couple of updates and another fatal auto accident in the viewing area and surrounding area that I was just aware of today that happened late last week. Services actually held for the victim today. And state police have issued an official press release in regards to that traffic fatality on 321 over in Paintsville just a few days ago. So we'll have those as well as coverage of the Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting from Monday night. And I've got nonpartisan ballots. Last night we focused on those for the city of Sayersville, tonight for the city of Paintsville, and some other nonpartisan races which have now been set in Johnson County, and a host of other news. One thing that, we all have a lot of fears. Snakes, always not so bad now, but not great, but man, growing up, and maybe until 5 years ago. But nevertheless, alpha-gal, I think, is one of my new top fears, for fear of being allergic to red meat and, of course, the serious illness that goes along with it. But I was reading earlier today, just real briefly, that the CDC says that there's 500,000 Americans that are living that they know of with alpha-gal, but they actually, while they can confirm that, at the same time they say that number is likely much, much higher. No real estimates or guesstimates on that, but of course alpha-gal called from that little tick bite which can cause a life-threatening allergy to red meat, and without knowing you have it sometimes, and it can be fatal and it can be very, very serious. Now that's something that we all have to worry about with ticks. Again this year, everyone just needs to be extra vigilant, because even out in your yard or your lawn, manicured or not, ticks are certainly out there in high numbers again. With that said, the Kentucky State Police tell me that they have still under investigation the accident that happened on Route 321, but they do have an official press release, and I'll start there right after this.
I wonder, could this be our last trip together? What if I upset him? He might never call again. But what if I don't say anything?
Hey, Dad. Is something wrong?
Actually, are you okay?
If someone you know or love is struggling, contact Big Sandy Healthcare today.
Conley Tire, your most trusted source for tires, wheels, maintenance and repair, lift kits, and more. With inexpensive and reliable computer diagnostics, big discounts on big-name tires year-round, and everything you need to travel safe at Conley Tire in Staffordsville or conleytire.net. You know what tomorrow is? It's Dipper Day at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe, one of the best of 7 days of the week, where you can get a Dipper meal, big chunks of juicy, crispy white meat, 2 famous homemade sides and a biscuit for just $6.79 plus tax. Dipper Day every Thursday at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Ranked in the very top 10% of the top 150 Kentucky workers' compensation attorneys for Social Security, disability, SSI, personal injury, or workers' compensation, if your working days are over, meet Grover. 888-9-GROVER or locally 349-2065.
At the Pierrist School, it's about more than grades. In a close-knit community, students are known, challenged, and encouraged to lead with character. With dedicated teachers, strong academics, and opportunities in arts, athletics, and service, students grow with confidence and purpose. With small class sizes, learning is personal, questions get answered, and students discover what they're capable of. Updates to facilities like the science classes and kitchens, students are taken care of both in and out of the classroom. The Pierrist School, where learning and caring go hand in hand.
Jerry Pelfrey Fireworks has joined forces with Wild Bill's Fireworks to create Kentucky's largest fireworks destination, and it's just in time for the 250th anniversary of America. There's over $25 million worth of fireworks to choose from. Come shop us at US 23 north of Paintsville or at the 6,000 square foot tent on Walmart Hill in Paintsville. Log on to wildbillsfireworks.com for pricing and get a 50% off coupon. Jerry Pelfrey and Wild Bill's, 2 locations in Paintsville.
These are actual recent images of local heating and cooling systems, residential and commercial. An example of 75% of all the calls that Ultimate Air responds to. Little or no maintenance, or sometimes someone else being paid to maintain a system. Prevent 75% of your breakdowns with preventative and actual maintenance by Ultimate Air. Locally owned, locally trusted. Now for an update on the crash that happened on Route 321 in Paintsville on Monday of this week. As I reported to you last evening, a former McGoffin County man living in Johnson County was pronounced dead shortly after a head-on collision. The Staffordsville resident was one of 2 drivers who were involved Monday. State Police Post 9 sent an official press release to the Independent and to myself earlier today, saying that the morning crash happened when 42-year-old Ricky Jared Hale of Staffordsville was traveling on 321 in his Chevrolet Cavalier and crossed into the eastbound lane and struck a Ford Expedition SUV driven by Miss Michaela Burchett. Hale was taken from the scene of the wreck to Paintsville ARH but succumbed to his injuries at that facility, while Trooper Colton Cross continues to oversee the investigation and the completion of reconstruction of the collision. He says that Burchett had to be extricated from her vehicle and was flown out for her injuries. Her status and condition is unknown as of air and press time. While Hale's social media and family included that he was a member of the McGoffin County High School graduating class of 2001. Services for Mr. Hale will be Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Phelps & Son Funeral Home. And services were also held earlier today for the victim of a Morgan County crash that happened Friday afternoon. It was around 3 o'clock that the Kentucky State Police and Post 8 says they got a call from West Liberty 911 requesting assistance with a collision that happened on Highway 460 near the West Liberty Veterinary Clinic entrance and exit. Preliminary investigation data, they say, indicates that a 2019 Chevrolet rollback truck, a wrecker/rollback truck, was traveling on 460 when the vehicle in front of it was slowing down to turn onto Veterinarian Lane there at the West Liberty Veterinary Clinic. And when that vehicle in front of the rollback slowed down, the rollback, instead of slowing down, pulled over into the passing lane to pass the vehicle. And at the same time, there was an Equinox, a red Chevy Equinox, driven by 66-year-old Linda Sue Bush, who was exiting Veterinarian Lane and didn't see the rollback, we presume, and was struck by the commercial vehicle. Mrs. Bush was taken to the ARH Medical Center in West Liberty. She survived there long enough to be taken to the Cabell Huntington Hospital, but later was pronounced dead there due to the severity of her injuries. Again, services for Miss Bush were held earlier today. Last night, we focused on the nonpartisan races now set in McGoffin County with a correction tonight. I didn't make a correction last night. I don't do that very often, and certainly not 2 times in a row, but that's what happens when you make a copy of a copy. And from there, we'll take a look at those now set for Johnson County and Paintsville as well. For last night's report, I had used a previous printout for the candidates for Sayersville Mayor before Adam King had become a candidate. So we do have 3 candidates for Mayor of Sayersville coming up this fall: James Pete Shepard, Stanley Howard, and Adam King. Now going on to the Paintsville Mayor's race, as I think it's probably well known by now, Mayor Bill Mike Runyon is not seeking re-election, but there are three candidates who are seeking his seat: Janetta Kilgore Thornberry, Andrew Preston, and Kaylin Spencer. While candidates for Paintsville City Council include a total of 7 looking for the 6 seats. We have incumbents Ava Holbrook, Nicholas Hazlett, Roger Bobelcher, Tim Hall, and Mike Conley, all seeking re-election. Jerry Clark is adding his name to be a member of the City Council, as is Robert Bobby Barker. So again, 7 candidates for 6 seats on the Paintsville City Council. For Board of Education for Paintsville Schools, there are 3 candidates. There are also 3 seats available, which means they are going to be your new Paintsville School Board members, James Michael Martin and William Calhoun Salyer, as well as Adam Rice. Similar situation with the Johnson County Board of Education. Unopposed for District 1 is Paul Greer. Unopposed for District 2, Miss Jennifer McCourt Wilson. And unopposed for District 4, Willard Burton. All will be unopposed in the November ballot. A birthday. You know how I like birthdays. Even when they're not mine, I like to have birthdays to start the community calendar, and I've got one tonight. And I always have, still do, and always will believe that birthday should be an automatic holiday for at least yourself every year. It should be a day off. But, you know. Happy birthday, Brian Atkins, 47 today. Brian Atkins, the happiest of birthdays, with a lot of love for Mom, Dad, little Ben, and Hope. Actually, no, celebrating his birthday yesterday on the 9th. So he's now 47 in a day. Happy birthday, Brian Atkins of Paintsville. Happy birthday to you. Don't forget this Friday, Summer Blast, live pro wrestling coming to the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center in downtown Sagersville. It's a fundraiser sponsored by the McGoffin County Rescue Squad. Meet and greet at 5. Bell time's at 6. Tickets available at Mimi's Place. $20 for the best 3 rows and $15 for general admission. Big horse show Saturday at the Equestrian Park here in McGoffin County. Sponsored by the Masonic Lodge. It's their Coats for Kids annual horse show. Wonderful food, wonderful venue, wonderful people, and an even more wonderful cause for Coats for Kids. And a wonderful place to send your announcements is the Your News Today community calendar. Birthdays and anniversaries just as welcome and wanted, so please get them to us so we can tell indeed everyone about them. From there, funeral services sponsored by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. First, a reminder of services to be held tomorrow at 2 for Ballard Sloan, who passed away at the age of 80 on Monday, survived by his 2 sons, Clark and John, daughter Patricia Davis, brothers Graydon and Gold and Otis, and sister Nalene Yance, 6 grandkids and 4 great-grandchildren. Ballard preceded in death by his wife, Nelma, 3 brothers, and a sister. Services again start tomorrow at 2 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Services for Coney Sambo Brown will be held 1 o'clock this Friday at the Bethlehem to Calvary Apostolic Church. He passed away on Monday. Son of the late Fred Brown and Tressie Reisner Brown, who survives. He's also survived by a son, Jeremy Howard, and daughters Tiffany Brown, Stacy Brown, and Kyra Minix, 2 brothers and 2 sisters, 8 grandkids, and 1 great-grandchild. Again, services start Friday at 1 in his honor. And services have now been set for 93-year-old Billy W. Hackworth of Sagersville. He passed away Monday at his home, the son of the late Okria and Cynthia Spradlin Hackworth. He survived by a daughter, Casey Ousley, his son, Alan Crathwell, brother Jack, sisters Mandy and Betty, several grandchildren, great-grandchildren, his companion of several years, Sandy Binder, and her kids, Matt and Crystal, as well as his dog that he loved very much. I'll be right back.
Youth.
Experience.
Modern solutions to modern problems.
Proven solutions to legal problems.
An emerging face in the courtroom.
A known presence in the courtroom.
Together, we are multifaceted.
Together, we will do right by you.
If you are having any legal issues at all, just relax and call Max.
If a car wreck is causing you pain, just pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne.
Saving, planning, budgeting, investing, all the financial steps that it takes to enjoy the real ones. Let Sagersville National take the journey with you with the peace of mind of secure online and mobile banking, overnight deposits, safe deposit boxes, and all of your home, auto, consumer, and business loans. Sagersville National Bank since 1902.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Fact number 1, seasonal allergies can happen year-round. Fact number 2, sometimes you can just literally see them. And you just can't always avoid allergens. So talk to your doctor about prescribing allergy medications and explore over-the-counter allergy relief with the professionals you trust at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville.
Atrial fibrillation is one of the more common rhythms we see.
AFib is an arrhythmia of the heart where the top part of the heart is beating erratically and out of sync with the bottom part of the heart.
The electrophysiology service is made up of a team of healthcare providers, and that includes an electrophysiology lab where we're able to do procedures to help repair heart rhythm problems. When a patient becomes heart rhythm free, it can really restore their life.
ARH, more for Appalachia.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County School.
The Johnson County Fiscal Court met in regular session earlier this week. We'll cover that meeting now. With a significant increase, Judge McKenzie announced in the state tire waste collection event, which wrapped up just a few weeks ago. Comparing numbers in 2023, I think the latest or last time they had a tire collection event, essentially saying they've doubled.
But in 2023, that collection event received 7,759 tires. This year's 2026 event received 13,506 tires, so we nearly doubled the collection on waste tires. So I appreciate the work that Judy and the Solid Waste Commission did in promoting that event, and all of you all for helping with it, because it's a great opportunity for folks to be able to properly dispose of waste tires, which, as we know, can be an issue in our community for environmental and certainly for just the aesthetics of that. So
that event being held every 3 years. The judge also announced that the new pickleball court at the Alka Park is open and ready for play, and that they're also changing the Johnson County Trail Days event from the month of June to a fall event. Now, the exact date is to be determined and to be announced later, but they wanted everyone to know that it felt more like a fall event, and that's what they're planning on doing for Trail Days in Johnson County, which has been growing every year. The next Johnson County Homemaker event, where you can find all sorts of wonderful treats, June the 27th, noon to 5 at Mountain Home Place. They accepted bids and a lot of other standard operating business for materials like gravel, asphalt, rock, coal patch, tiles, and other things of that nature. And then also discussed illegal dumps, which there are several that have been recognized in Johnson County and targeted for cleanup.
Next is approval to advertise for bids for illegal open dumps. You have a letter in your packet for this year. We had identified 3 locations for illegal dumps, and these will be placed with your approval for bid. Judy, we usually try to get these done, don't we, by the winter this year, don't we? Okay. But anyway, you have the 3 locations there. We were approved for $12,247.24. There is a match associated with this, but it does help us, once again, further our efforts to clean up illegal dumps and address solid waste issues that we may have. So just need approval to advertise.
All right, from there, let's break out this one, which is not necessarily a good sign, because that's when we start doing a little math and talk about real temperatures and what they feel like out there. And it felt hot today. Current data says that I hit 83. Now, I usually have right there for the temperature, I have current temperatures, and I just stuck that in there by kind of mistake, to be honest with you. I have 88 degrees, a little almost 89, really, in downtown Salyersville right now, if you're catching the end of the early show. Topped out at exactly 93 in downtown Salyersville. But currently, right now, at 89, it feels like 98 out there with a dew point of 74 and a relative humidity of 61%. So it is still brutally hot out there. Winds out of the west, 4 to 5, 6 miles per hour actually right now. Maximum gust today was 15, but none of that air movement has gone very far to move the temperatures down. Again, humidity's at 61%. Rain, we clocked 400 of an inch at some point between morning and now. midnight in now, with sunrise at 6:11, sunset at 8:55 for this evening. So for tonight, we will see mostly, well, I think partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy earlier at some point, but partly cloudy becoming clear throughout the rest of the evening. Nighttime lows, 68, 70 degrees, light wind to continue for the rest of your Wednesday. Thursday's going to be dry. It's going to be nice and sunny, but it's going to be another warmer in the neighborhood. I think we'll be in the 90s again, most assuredly, and we'll be in the upper 60s, maybe low 70-ish for tomorrow night's low. It's hard to call it a low, but mostly clear skies. A beautiful, albeit warm day in the neighborhood, and that heat index, again, will likely put us into the mid-90s, maybe a tick or two above, more than likely a tick or two above that. But temperatures do back off just a bit Friday. Why? Well, we've got another system rolling through. With that, shower and thunderstorm chances will right now have cranked up to a 90% shot. So as far as general rainfall estimates for Friday, 1/4 inch by and large. You know the drill, except for those thunderstorms that could develop and give someone somewhere a significant, much more amount of rain. But right now, we're just calling for about 1/4 inch in general. But look at that. West winds up to 20 miles per hour at time. Temperatures with the clouds and the showers and the storms probably in the mid-80s, and nighttime lows down into the upper 50s, I think. And then Saturday, we rebound. I won't be surprised if that 87 isn't surpassed by a degree or two, but it's going to be sunny. It's going to be clear. Not going to be quite so brutally hot on your Saturday, but definitely into the upper 80s for the first half of your weekend. Saturday night, nighttime lows mid-60s. Sunday, well, that has changed in our update. Yesterday, we had it with about a 20 or 30% chance of showers and storms, I think it was. Well, we're looking at now a little more intense with an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 2 o'clock or so. Again, right now, not a major rainmaker in general, but, you know, that's the drill. You just got to be in that right spot at the right time to get a good wallop. 85 and 63 cloudy. And an 80% shot Sunday. Monday, look at this. Here's a trend for you. We're going to be teetering the upper 70s and low 80s. And right now, Monday is just a tick under 80s, partly sunny, a 40% chance of showers and storms. Almost ditto for Tuesday and Wednesday. So much more comfortable with some sun and only some really slight to moderate shower and thunderstorm chances first half of next week at least. So there's might be a welcome trend for you if you're not a fan of the summer heat. That'll do it for tonight. Thank you for watching. See you back here tomorrow. Great edition of the Sayersville Independent hitting the stands tomorrow with news and sports. And yeah, still sports. It might be summer, but still a lot of sports to catch up on from the Montgomery County High School and otherwise. And we hope that you get a copy. And I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching.